this could go 50-50. I'm pretty sure Me Brawler is a fast faller, but
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. But no, Me Brawler not having one of the best recoveries can get edge guarded pretty easily. I know that flip kick is not as great as ESS's.
It's so much worse.
Oh, they're getting up. They're
switching spots.
I was about to say, I'm like, and all that analysis out
Musical
the door.
chairs.
Speaking of analysis, AG, I would love to hear your thoughts on this
Yeah,
matchup.
I had pretty much the exact same thought that player 4 did. I mean, it's the flip kick is always talked about as this sort of like option to use to get out of combos, and it kind of can be used for that, but it has a deceptively long amount of cooldown too. So if BONK baits it out, it's a different problem for Yeast. And BONK has been really great at baiting options out in his entire career, right? So if Yeast does make any missteps and gets caught back in that whirlwind, it's going to be rough. However, if BONK guesses wrong, it can be a huge reversal, right? Thrupper is going to have you kind of in that same zone that Shuttle Loop is threatening as well. And it looks like it's kind of been a story of back and forth, more so recently in Yeast's favor. I mean, BONK had those 3 wins straight out of the gate, but looks like Yeast had something to say about it.
I have to say, if I'm going to expect a crowd, it's going to be for this one. Philly has been very loud, and I know that Yeast is very well loved, of course, in New Jersey. So I'm interested how this one is going to go. I think a lot of good points that everybody's made on the couch so far, that it's going to come down to the edge guards. It's going to come down to the combos. So I'm interested to see how this one is going to go. We talked about this a little bit earlier. There is a possibility of BONK going Lucario at some point today. I'm interested to see it because Yeast is going to play super aggressive, but I want to see how Philly does versus another region who also holds forward in a different way.
Yeah, and you talked about Lucario. I definitely don't expect it to come out with the fact that Me Brawler can kill so early. It doesn't seem like the advantage. And you already see an up smash out shield coming out right there. And it's definitely not going to suit the Lucario. But if BONK can get one of those reads with those F smash, it definitely can see momentum just go his way right there.
Yeah, though I think the biggest approach that Yeast is doing so far, honestly, is, again, like, jumping on and making sure to approach from on top of Meta Knight. The biggest thing, his biggest out of shield options are going to be given from the side, going with dash attack, given with the or anything of the sort. And we're seeing him again, like, forcing situation, but again, getting a little too aggressive and getting called out there by a dimensional cape. There we go. BONK finally on the board here.
Yeah, it was one of those options I think was so goofy that it was a good one. Thrupper not going to hit, but
goofy, oh my god.
By accident.
Right. And it's so interesting. This matchup dynamic is kind of turning into like both of them throwing out these moves with low cooldown and then kind of punishing what would be the opponent's punish. And we're seeing some interesting routes from BONK, but it's going to be a good old-fashioned down throw up special for Yeast, going up 2-1 here. BONK, though, kind of putting it together a little bit more as time goes on, looking a little bit more comfortable than the start of the game.
Yeah, I think BONK is going to have to realize that he can't do what he likes to do, which is, play on shield, dance on shield a little bit, because Yeast is always going to have the answer for it. We've seen it a couple times now with just up smash out of shield, for example. So I'm interested to see how BONK is going to be able to get back to essentially that game plan of, hey, let me just force you off stage and then edge guard you. But still, I love the way that Yeast plays, man. I think it's just like such a scary moment here, just down throw into Thrupper. And now at this point, BONK still kind of searching for the answer. You can tell in the gameplay because he's not really like doing anything on landing anymore. He used to land into Yeast, now he's not finding it. He's holding F smash, he's not really finding that either. So he's still trying to figure it out, but we are playing best of 5. You got plenty of time too.
Yeah, no, definitely a lot of time to adapt. I know a big way to beat Me Brawler is to snuff out their like stubby like things, but HB gonna close it out right there. That's my favorite. Like
I love that move.
Yeah. Why is it your favorite move?
Because it looks just like jab, and you're able to just do it. So you see a lot of times Yeast and
I've
Apple
never
Review.
seen somebody pull the gamer chair specifically. I've only
That's
seen,
got to be coaching, right?
I've never seen someone pull specifically the gamer chair. I've always seen the opposite.
Well, it only works if you have the jersey, too.
Oh.
Shout out Team Ultra.
Yeah, the fabric of the jersey feels better on the gaming chairs. BONK is dressed like a regular person.
Well, how can you deny the Joshathan Gamer
Big John,
shirt?
Big John.
That is a Joshathan Gamer shirt. It's so funny.
I wouldn't know the fabric of
Right,
the jersey,
yeah.
but
it's just something like only top players know. But one thing that's really interesting there is I liked kind of what BONK was starting to put together.
Yeah.
These sort of run at your shield and jump up airs. The problem is Yeast caught on really quick and decided to just play grounded after starting the match a little more aerial, approaching nairs and things like that. kind of just stuck to the ground and waited for Bonk to make some mistake.
I think one intricacy of this matchup that we're missing is that, well, yes, we talk about the thropper, we talk about flip jump, but one big thing we're seeing Yeast use a lot is actually the suplex. He's actually going through a lot of those normals that Bonk's throwing out there a lot of time, finds 20% off of it, and it goes through the covers the entirety of the battlefield platform. So while Bonk tries to find a ledge, tries to find a combo off the platform reset, he's able to just jump back, find the suplex, and reset the situation over and over again.
Yeah, and when there was like a tier list on like what moves does so much mental damage, Brawler suplex definitely up there.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
For like so many people, and Bonk gonna catch the landing right there, and doing it again now with an F tilt, and he's seen momentum change so much compared to game 1.
Yeah, honestly, it's all because Bonk is adding this one little pause in the advantage states, waiting for an option, whether it's jab or spot dodge, and then punishing. Unfortunately, though, one misstep and Yeast brings it right back to him. All of a sudden, it's 3-2 Yeast's favor.
The thing is, we can totally compare this to Bonk's first game versus Mr. E and how we saw the adaptation, and Bonk is not doing anything crazy to adapt. He's just taking an extra step before we move, and that's what's been making all the difference. We saw in the first stock, it's a lot of grabs, it's a lot of waiting it out, but the thing is, Yeast is also going to adapt as well, so we'll be able to find the down throw and a couple of aerials to go with, but I think Yeast is landing a lot smarter now, and I think Yeast is adapting back, and this is what we love to see out of the Tristate's best from both sides. Good air dodge out, though.
Yeah, fantastic job right there, and we're seeing Bonk just now getting their footing again. Another S smash. As we said before, they lose nothing from throwing this out. Meta Knight have one of the quickest cooldowns on their smash attacks, so you're going to see a lot of these S smash come out.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that Bonk is trying to bait Yeast to go to the ledge where he can go for an edge guard. But the thing we're seeing there again is the Mach Punch coming out. Actually, is a big thing against Meta Knight. Well, yeah, it's very unsafe on shield. Oh, that was a crazy down air. Unsafe on shield also is really good at actually like a decent disjoint for keeping Meta Knight at bay and catching Bonk getting a little too overzealous sitting there under the platform.
Yeah, you can hit that on shield, and Meta Knight can't stand and grab when not fast enough to dash grab either. And we saw Yeast kind of work that out and conditioning it with this just neutral air in place on the roll distance. Really good stuff. Yeast putting that pressure up, and look, the neutral air is like low committal, high reward. Nair leads all the way into that combo, almost the stop.
Yeah, you got to watch out, though, because I think we've said this before about other players. Bonk's been in this position before where all he really needs is one dash attack, one ladder combo. So it really is last stock. Game number 2 here. Bonk, though, we're seeing a lot more forward air come out for Bonk this set. A good roll behind, though. Lately, we have not seen our players kind of tech, honestly. Bonk, especially in a couple of sets, too. So he's trying to find and line up for the mark, but you have to not get impatient, and that's what Bonk is waiting for. He's, though, trying to find something on these lands from Bonk, and now look at Bonk. All he really has to do, once again, and Reggie was talking about this, find his opportunity, take the picture,
Capture taken.
Clutch up game number 2. I love the BM sometimes that comes out from Bonk because that's tasteful BM in my opinion. It really is, because the Joshua shirt is never not funny.
He's like, look at the street. He's like, wait, is that Joshua?
It is Joshua with a cone of ice.
Yeah. Fun fact, he took that picture in my car.
Oh, wow.
After a fusion.
So this is interesting, too, because it all came down to the thing that I said Bonk wasn't doing well, the anti-air, right? Catching the jump out of shield with that up air leads into the shuttle loop and is low committal, right? If you miss that, you can kind of jump back to center. But that time it worked wonders for Bonk, evening it up the set and looking pretty good, looking confident, I would say, going into this third one.
Yeah, and now we're going to PS2, and I fear Brawler on this stage.
Why?
Because of their amazing combo game. And as we talked about Bonk's ladder combos, Brawler also has great ladder combos. But
that was so crazy.
We call that one the Travelator.
That wasn't going. That was more like an escalator to the side.
The turnaround.
One time somebody called that a bridge because it's not going up; it's going horizontally, and I hate it.
Oh my god! I think the way that Bonk deals to switch on the fly and with the reverse up air, it's either I'm going forward to send you up, or if Yeast we're seeing constantly dying down and away, being able to adapt to that and find the bridge combo off to the side, and Bonk just going for it again and again, recognizing, hey, if you're not going to hit this neutral B, I'm going to punish for you anything else.
All right, good response, though, from Yeast. Finding that pickup on that platform is exactly what we were worried about over in the Bonk fan club, but Yeast still looking pretty comfortable right now. despite a small deficit here, on the hunt now. Also, with these neutral airs, looking for that combo starter. But it's going to be BONK playing a little game of hit and run.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you're BONK at this point, you know that playing a certain way can get in East's head. And that's what Philly kind of does really well, is kind of get in your head. But shuttle loop will not go all the way. This could be big reversal, but get air dodge out by BONK. And I think that's what he's really understanding, is that if you're hitting too many buttons, the spacing's just going to go in BONK's way. And this is a huge lead for BONK, but we know something about me, Brawler. We know about Yeast. He could really get something started, but we're really not seeing that this game, Reggie.
Yeah, we definitely are not. And yeah, we're seeing Yeast now just trying to force their way in, as what they weren't doing before. It was BONK making the first move, and BONK doing such a great job being patient and just hitting Yeast for every mistake they have done.
Right, I love the idea here. BONK just letting Yeast sit on the platform and then trying to respond, whether it's a jump into center or an approaching neutral air. And now at too high a percent, they get that to link, very accurately. Just doing their best right here to improvise.
I think the hardest thing that Yeast has been struggling with here is that once BONK started punishing the Mach Punch, he doesn't really know what to do against Meta Knight. Meta Knight, we've seen it versus Mr. E. The way he's able to mix up from ledge, whether it's side B, whether it's dimensional cape, whether it's neutral B, he just doesn't know how to punch his character. Honestly, I don't know how to punch him either.
Do it again.
So if you throw out that move and you get a little too overzealous, you get punished like crazy. With the shuttle loop coming out again, Yeast is just really, honestly, just taking it back, just struggling to find anything to get back into this game.
Hey, BONK giving it up, though.
Yeah, still though. I want to see BONK hit another, what I like to call the snapshot combo, all the way up again. Looking for the down smash this time, and honestly, like we've said, it looks like kind of a little mashy, for lack of a better word, but when you're able to find it, you're able to find it. Yeast, though, almost max rage, final stock. So all Yeast really has to do is find one of these pickups, because Meta Knight is really light, and it will be giving BONK a taste of his own medicine, but unable to go all the way. And now at this point, BONK needs one of these smash attacks, but look at Yeast. No fear, still trying to find, still absolutely an even game. Still trying to find his footing onto the ground. No tech, though. Down smash not going to be enough, but I'd like to roll in from Yeast. Down smash, though, from Meta Knight. Not going to be able to kind of hold it, but it will be the up throw mix-up. I like that from BONK to seal him game number 2. One game to go for BONK, and honestly, he's looking confident. He's got a smile on his face. And for a player that sometimes shows his emotions a little too much, you can definitely tell he's pleased right now with his performance.
Yeah, no, definitely is pleased. Beat Mr. E earlier, I think. Has a win on Archangel.
Yeah.
He's also in this pool, from what I saw earlier. And potentially a win on Yeast. So definitely will make it out winning side.
He's looking great right now. I think the biggest thing I see reminiscence of what Yeast is looking for here. I see the vision, right, of catching BONK jumping in, trying to punish him, like whenever BONK is throwing out some linear combos and finding some good damage whenever he lands on the platform. Just the fact that Yeast isn't really adapted to the Meta Knight junk. He's adapted to BONK, but not Meta Knight. He doesn't know where dimensional kick goes. He doesn't know where neutral B is sending him. And that's a lot of the time, BONK is just getting away for free.
Right, we see right there, too, like the combo routes are, kind of getting second guessed now. Yeast, after getting hit with that turnaround up air sort of bridge, as it were, now kind of not exactly sure where you want to DI to get out of the combos, and second guessing some of the defensive decisions. But it looks like even the aggressive options aren't having that same confidence that we saw earlier.
I think also with BONK is that BONK is so used to a player that holds in, and especially on the Philly side. But we gotta stop talking about BONK. We gotta turn the spotlight back to Yeast here. He is going to be able to at least get first stock. BONK, though, has to respond at this point, and I think what Yeast is doing a little bit better here is that we're getting better punishments with a lot of these command grabs. Honestly, we're not getting like the combos full fruition as BONK finds another shuttle loop, but I think Yeast is going for more grabs instead of poking on shield, and I think that's doing much mileage better. What do you think, Reggie?
I think so. You're correct with that. And unfortunately, right now, though, it is the BONK show. BONK able to rack on 77% and punish the flip kick, as we were talking about before. Not a great move.
Why dodge?
Oh my God.
That's exactly what I was worried about when we talked about this matchup. One missed flip kick, and BONK is ready to punish so optimal.
He's teabagging in the corners while he's making He second guess every kind of approach. He's trying, oh, well, if I can't approach low, if I can't get it from the ledge, I'm gonna have to go high. BONK's like, wait a minute, I'm the ladder character. What are you doing up there, buddy?
Yeah, and that's the thing too now, BONK in full advantage. And like we've said, BONK has kind of been a bully in Philly for a long time. Once he gets in your head, it's really hard to kind of break yourself out of the mind state here. But Yeast now going back to a very aggressive landing. I really hope he kind of breaks out of it because the grabs were working. Some of these nairs might get punished a little bit more and more, but still, I'm loving the way that BONK is playing. Like, he's playing very calm, calculated, and it's really making Yeast second guess his movement.
Yeah, playing now really patient, having Yeast just basically hang himself and try to come in with one of these aerials that aren't safe, and BONK is punishing it. Now,
Y'all on the trigger here with the smash attacks, and he finds it. Capture taken again. 3-1, 4-0, by the way.
Philly 4-0
4-0 on stream.
What is
I
happening?
want a 5-paragraph cited essay.
Love the pop off from BONK too. Very respectful.
I want to see apologies to every single player because, oh my God, Philly showing up today. Congrats to BONK. What a fantastic way to play that set.
I got to give it up to Yeast, though. I think we saw some really good player-to-player adaptations, but it is kind of hard to try and implement any character knowledge when it's a character you're not familiar with who hasn't really been good since you were born, I think. I don't really know how old Yeast is, but you don't run into Meta Knights nowadays, you know. So it's hard to – some of that really specific information, as you mentioned, Momo, the dimensional cape interactions were odd. Some of the combo DI was, you know, very complicated, and a lot of improvisation went in.
Character's goofy, bro.
The gaming chair, by the way, only bad news.
Yeah. Actually, that's correct.
Yeah, you got to go back to that.
Well, I think we're sitting on this comfortable couch.
Yeah.
Like we've said, we've never seen the switch from planted chair to gaming chair, and look what happened when we switched to gaming
Nothing
chair.
but bad news.
It went
Honestly,
all downhill.
If I'm Yeast, when it's like game 3, game 4, I'm like, let me go back.
I'm investing in a pillow.
I'm down to try anything.
I'm investing in Tempur-Pedic at that point.
Let's try a different method. Still, though, once again, the narratives are starting to write themselves, man. BONK, who has gotten some amazing combos on stream, kind of. You know, we were talking earlier about the return of Juice. Really, this is the return of BONK. I mean, BONK really has not traveled, like, too far out of Tri-State, at least to this part of Tri-State up north. Like, I think he's been to, like, a SmashCon and, like, some other tournaments, and I know he's starting to get more and more active. I know he's going to Riptide closer to, like, you know, the end of summer.
I didn't know they let him back in the Kalahari.
That's true.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is kind of the return of BONK. The narratives are starting to write themselves, but I do believe that was our last match of the block. And we will soon be bringing you a brand new kind of cast of, I mean, some of us are going to be staying on the couch, but a new cast of casters and new and more storylines to write. So I'm super excited to see where this one is going to go. Once again, make sure you guys are tuning in here at twitch.tv/